Okay, so today we will be going over a sheep brain and naming the major parts of it and then their functions. So basically, general overview of the parts of the brain. Right here, the frontal lobe is also known as the anterior part of the brain. The occipital lobe is also known as the caudal part of the brain. The parietal lobe is also known as the medial part of the brain, and the temporal lobe is also known as the lateral part of the brain. Now, if we flip it over, we see that here at the top we have olfactory bulbs, these things that you can kind of pull back. And the olfactory bulbs are important for receiving information that deals with smell, hence the name olfactory. Right here we have a little X. This is the optic chiasma. And right here, branching out of it, we have the optic nerves, which are important for transferring visual information from the retina to the visual centers of the brain via electrical impulses. If we open up the brain, we can see a whole lot more. Right here, this big circle right here is the thalamus, which is important for sorting data and sending information. And since this is the thalamus, we know that right below it is the hypothalamus, and the hypothalamus is important for maintaining internal homeostasis and circadian rhythm, so like regulating sleep cycle. On top of it we have the fornix, and we also have the pineal gland, this little ball right here. The pineal gland produces melatonin, which helps you go to sleep. It's also important for regulating your circadian rhythm and for releasing reproductive hormones. Right here, this part right here, this is called the corpus callosum. This is basically the thing that holds together both the right and the left side of the brain. So this is basically what we cut to open up the brain and split it in two. So this is the corpus callosum. And also we have the third ventricle right up here. And third ventricle is filled with cerebrospinal fluid, which is basically transports waste away from the brain, and it flows through the cerebral aqueduct. And right here in this little opening, we also have what's called the fourth ventricle. And we also have the mammillary bodies down here. The mammillary body is important for remembering recollective memory. And also, if we close the brain back up or put it back together, so to speak, this part back here, some people like to call it the little brain. In technical terms, it's known as the cerebellum. It's important for motor control, coordination, and motor memory. And then this big part of the brain is known as the cerebrum, which is important for integration and making sense of any kind of data that comes in. It receives impulse from neurons and stuff like that. That's pretty much it.